Hello and welcome to another edition of My Favorite Games. Today I'm going to be playing Soul Calibur 2. I'm playing the HD version that came out on Xbox 360 as well as PlayStation 3. And I'm actually playing this on an Xbox One as it is part of the backward compatible game library. So that's cool. Can definitely play this on the newer system. And I don't think the online stuff works anymore, but honestly, that's not really my concern. I just play this to play the AI and to enjoy Weapon Master mode and play locally with friends and that kind of thing. I don't really do the online thing for this game. But anyway, I've got super strong feelings for this game. It goes back to a lot of great memories for me. So I'm going to get this started here, but I'm going to maybe just kind of be quiet during the intro movie so we can all just enjoy that together and get excited. And yeah, without further ado, here we go.
Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold. Soul Calibur 2.
Woo! I don't know about you, but I'm hyped after that intro. I love it. I love it. I used to let that just play every time I would load up the game. It felt epic. Uh, so this version of the game has got original mode, which contains arcade, time attack, survival, your local stuff, and then it's also got Weapon Master mode, which I'll get to a little bit later. Weapon Master mode is kind of this sort of adventure across a map where you're reading about different encounters that you're getting into with other characters, and there's all these crazy kind of conditions placed on the fights, like you take extra damage if you get knocked down, or if you hit a wall, you take extra damage, or you can't see your opponent, or all kinds of wild stuff like that. But we'll get to that in a little bit here. For starters, I just want to go right to arcade mode and kind of talk about some of the stages, some of the characters, and the music, of course. I absolutely adore the music in this game. People talk about the greatest fighting games and the greatest fighting game soundtracks. This has definitely got to be a part of that conversation every time. In fact, I think this is perhaps one of the greatest video game soundtracks ever. I think it's really up there for me. People always talk about RPGs and things like that, like, oh, what's your favorite video game soundtrack? It's, you know, a lot of the usual answers, Zelda or like Final Fantasy or something, and that's fine. You know, those are all great games. Those are all games that have really good soundtracks. But I think Soul Calibur 2 is really underrated in terms of that greater discussion outside the fighting genre. I think it doesn't really get its due credit. The soundtrack is incredible. But anyway, I will pipe down a little bit. We'll get right into arcade mode finally. So I'm missing a few characters. I don't have Lizard Man, Assassin, or Berserker unlocked. I actually had them unlocked, but I recently upgraded to the Xbox One S console. And I guess my save that uploaded to the cloud was dated back a little bit, so now I'm missing them again. But I didn't want to wait to re-earn those characters. I decided let's just go ahead and shoot the video anyway because I don't use those characters regularly, so I don't mind so much. My main character here is Kilik.
I got you.
This is the guy that I used in the arcade. This is the guy I use all the time when I'm playing with friends. This is my main.
Is there no other way?
So a call out about this stage.
I'm going
I think this stage looks awesome. They did a really good job with the setting here. I love the little gusts of air that you can kind of see around the arena. It sells the idea that you're in this cold place, right? You see the snow and the ice dripping and the fountain on the background. It really feels like you're up in the mountains here. And of course the view out the the view out the side of the stage here really sells that too. But yeah, I just always thought this was a really good, well-designed stage. Love those replays.
over already.
So Kilik is my main character because I really enjoy his range. I like to kind of play keep away, as I think most people who play this character do. He's got like some decent feints and just moves to kind of keep people at a distance. And I try to utilize that stuff the most, but obviously characters like Cassandra, they'll get in close. I have to adjust my strategy a little bit, but he's got some close moves too, like the Raging Phoenix combo that you saw me do there. So this stage is one of my favorites. The background music is stellar. I love the shelves just full of books in the background. It just feels like this really grand library. It honestly reminds me of the library area in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Feels like a 3D version of that stage. The ceiling is super high, and granted you've got that pit because this is a game with ring outs, so there just has to be a spot where you can fall off the edge, but it just feels to me like it's so huge and sprawling. Awesome room. I love that move. Let's see if I can do it again. Not in this fight. I want to play that stage again and just focus on the music a little bit later. Fantastic.
Show me the way.
Versus Charade.
How's that?
Beware of the evil blade's powers.
This is another stage that I wanted to focus on. Gosh, I'm going to talk about like every stage at this rate. I'm just so familiar with all of them, and all of them I think have their own really cool little details that I love pointing out. So this one, if I can get the angle to turn here, and not get knocked off the ring, there's a big open space where you can see this thunderstorm going on outside. Right there. See the lightning briefly flash there in one section? And I'm so busy looking at the backgrounds here that I'm losing to Charade.
You lose.
Listen to that music, though. Ah, it's so good. It reminds me of Conan the Barbarian, honestly. Like the original movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The very first one. The soundtrack reminds me of something you would hear in that movie. Or, I mean, this song, rather. Not the entire soundtrack, but just certain songs here and there. And this being one of them.
I'm done with you.
Final battle. Fight.
Just kind of dancing around a little bit, trying to let the music play.
There. Come here, take that. How's that?
Love the throws in this game. They're like the throws in Tekken.
I see you.
Oh, shouldn't have lost that fight. That's what happens when you fool around.
Lose. 9, 8.
Master, I will do this.
Battle 1.
All right, you're mine now, Charade.
How's that? Come here, take that. Take this.
Ring out.
All right, so while I'm winning here, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about when I first saw this game. I was actually traveling for my job at the time, Monday through Friday, and driving about 3.5 hours from where I lived to stay in this other town that had a location for my job. And they had a mall there with a Namco-specific arcade. So every day at lunchtime, I would go check out the arcade, and I hadn't been there very long, and all of a sudden one day, the Soul Calibur 2 machine just shows up. And I was like, oh my god, it's Soul Calibur 2. I was such a huge fan of Soul Calibur 1. I was just immediately totally stoked to try this out and see how Kilik was doing, and because he was my main in the first game too, honestly. And I just remember the excitement that was in the area for that machine coming to that arcade. It was really cool. This was, you know, kind of in the early days of online gaming, right? It wasn't like it is now where you can easily just jump on your systems and go find competition. These were the days when if you wanted to find competition, you had to go somewhere physically and be there to find it. So seeing people gather around this Soul Calibur 2 machine, word got out in the town, and everybody started coming to the arcades after work, you know, about 5 o'clock every day, 6 o'clock. You see people start rolling in to line up and have a go at it. And I'll tell you, man, that was an awesome feeling, having all these people hanging around waiting to play this game. And I had the good fortune to be able to go there during my lunch breaks and stuff too, right? So sometimes there'd be people there during lunch, but not all the time. Sometimes I'd have the machine just to myself. And that was cool because they had this mode in the arcade version where there's like a world map, and you would join a team when you would start to play. You would pick a country that you would align yourself to, and then that country would then kind of vie for control over the entire world at that point. So you'd be fighting the 3 other teams or countries, and the way that it would work is you would play the computer and you get 8 fights against people's ghost characters. So you'd give your character a name, and then it would basically level up and get different rankings. And the more you played, the higher your ranking will get, and the tougher your ghost, the ghost version of you would be, rather. So you could leave and come back the next day and see that your ghost had fought, you know, 10 people, and it had won most of its fights, or it had lost some, or whatever. It'd give you all these cool details. And Voldo beating me here. And so anyway, it was addicting to go in at the time and see, like, okay, I'm raising this version of myself on the machine. It's getting really good now. It fights just like I do. You know, this wasn't, you know, we weren't in the age of things like Drivatars and Forza and that kind of thing, where this was still a fairly new concept to have an AI version of yourself. doing what you do while you're away, you know? So anyway, there was that mode, which was really addicting, and then you would have your, just, you know, other arcade goers showing up and wanting to fight and have matches and stuff, and the camaraderie that you'd build there, that was all an awesome thing to be a part of. At some point, the guy who worked at the arcade and was there the most, he would eventually just come over around closing time, and we would just play. He'd just put it on free play, and we would just have at it for a while. He was a pretty good Ivy player, if I remember right. He was a better Ivy player than I was Kulik. I could compete with the guy and maybe win like 1 to 2 of our, you know, 6 to 8 matches roughly. He'd definitely win more than me, but it was cool that he'd come over and we'd just kind of shoot the breeze and play that game. And I think he knew that I was a regular at that point. I had my name on the leaderboards for the machine, so that was the other thing that was cool too. When the machine would go into a track mode, where high scores and things like that would come up, the high scores were people's ghosts, people's saved games, basically, saved characters. So I could go and every time I would play, gain a rank or 2, and then eventually see my character climbing the leaderboard until it got to like the top 5 or whatever. I don't know if mine ever reached the top. I don't think it did reach #1, but I know I was definitely top 5. It was a happy day for me when it would scroll all of them, and then when it would stop scrolling and it would focus on just the top ones, mine was still one of the ones on the screen. That was a good day. But yeah, I love Soul Calibur 2. I was so happy when this came home to consoles. I got the Xbox version back in the day. I later got the PS2 version as well. But yeah, I put so many hours into this game. I know it so well. Definitely one of my all-time favorites.
I can't let you go any further.
Battle 1. Fight.
Talking, huh? Fine.
It's another great stage design. I like it.
Battle 2.
The Rune Castle thing is something that's been done before for sure. I mean, even in Soul Calibur 1 they've done this. But this is maybe my favorite version of it. It's also Nightmare's home stage.
I can't let you risk your life.
Final boss.
Listen, can you hear my soul scream?
I guess the voice acting leaves a little to be desired.
The seal was broken, and a new era of terror has begun.
Alright, mirror matchup.
Battle. Fight.
Well, I think I'm the superior Killick player. Ooh, I thought so. Watch me get bodied here. Wrong move there. Wrong move again. I gotta play with a stick, man. I'm playing with my pad, I'm messing up my moves. Total stick player for this game, but that's okay. I don't have a stick for my Xbox One.
Final battle. Fight.
Oh, this is only a one-round fight. Kind of forgot about that. Thought I'd have another 2 out of 3. Forgot that he changes forms here. Seriously, what a great boss track, though. Listen to that music. I feel like if this was the music for a boss fight in a JRPG, everybody would know it.
I will lay my soul on the line.
I love these endings. A little bit of art and some captions is enough for me. I know it's like considered the bare minimum by a lot of people, but sometimes your mind kind of fills in the gaps around this kind of thing, you know? You get just enough, and then you can kind of imagine other things about this character, almost like other adventures. I like that. I don't need a huge, long movie ending for characters. I don't even need a story mode where it's like Mortal Kombat, where it's a 3-hour-long movie that you have some fights that you play during. You know, if done right, I could dig that. But sometimes I kind of prefer the classic 8 fights and then a boss fight and then like a little bit of storyboard and music and and then you're done. I kind of prefer that sometimes. But anyway, so there's my run through the arcade mode. And I know I want to do another couple of fights here. So let's go ahead and actually, can I do a versus against the computer? I usually just do arcade mode. I don't know if I can actually pick the stage and the opponent. I guess I can't. Well, it's okay. I'm going to do arcade mode one more time. I just want to do a couple of stages here where we kind of get to talk a little bit about the music, and then I'll go into Weapon Master mode. Oh yeah, so characters have alternate costumes, like any good fighting game. I love Ivy's alt costume here. Looks very regal. And like, granted, I know that Ivy is totally into being the character that shows off a lot of skin, and she's the butt of a lot of booby jokes and that kind of thing. But there you go. There's the costume for the people who hate the other costumes, and I like this costume too. I think it's cool. So she has 3 costumes in the game. I think I've got Nightmare's 3rd costume too. Oh, I guess I don't. Okay, I guess going back to that outdated save on the cloud again. I'll blame it on that. But look at Nightmare. This is the best Nightmare costume in all the Soul Calibur games, as far as I'm concerned. This is my favorite version of him. He doesn't have like the big stupid monster mouth where his abdomen is, like he does in some of the other games. He just looks like a badass Dark Knight. I think he looks so cool in this game. And here he just looks like a heavy metal badass. Long blonde hair flowing in the wind. A little bit of armor on. He just looks metal. Mitsurugi. I always liked his outfit in this game too. Looks a little silly at the character select screen. I guess I never really noticed how far off of his limbs the plating is on his costume. Not until just now. So a little bit about this version. Spawn's an extra character in this game. So is Heihachi from Tekken. I love that he's got his Tekken 1 outfit. And then you've got this character, Necrid, who's exclusive to the console versions. He's not in the arcade. I kind of hate Necrid. I think he is just an ugly, badly designed character. Todd McFarlane designed him, too, which is, I don't know, I guess considering the year that this game came out, maybe he's just like a product of the time or something, but I don't like the way he plays. I don't like the way he looks. I feel like he's kind of out of place. Spawn I can deal with. Spawn's okay. I mean, we've seen sillier guest characters at this point in the Soul Calibur series. There's been Yoda and Darth Vader and whatever the other Star Wars character's name is, Starkiller or something like that. I can't remember. I don't know my Star Wars characters that well. Ezio from Assassin's Creed has been in here, and I think he's actually a really good fit. He's certainly of the time period. And Link, of course, in the GameCube version. And I'm fine with Link being in here too. Link's got kind of a old-timey feel about him too, of course. Hey Hachi, I just think he's cool because he's from Tekken. But yeah, some of these character outfits are just the best in the series, in my opinion. They've still yet to be topped, even in Soul Calibur 5, which I also love. I really like Soul Calibur 5. I just don't necessarily care for some of the changes, like they ruined Kilik. He's no longer Kilik. He's been replaced by the Monkey Boy character. I can't even remember his name. And now Kilik just serves kind of like Edgemaster, where he uses different weapons and that kind of thing. He's not the Kilik that I know. But here I like, I'm probably going to mispronounce her name, but I think it's Shang Hua. There we go, I think. I like her two outfits. They're great. Good amount of intricate detail on this one too. And this one, actually, if you look closely. Cervantes definitely looks cool in this game. I like that Dread Pirate costume on him a lot. Sophidia, pretty badass. And Cassandra. I really like Cassandra's ult, actually. This outfit I think is rather cool. And Astaroth. I think these are the two best versions of this character. He looks a lot like he does in Soul Calibur 1 right here. And then here he just looks like a executioner. A little Halloween-y, I guess, but I think he looks cool. So anyway, if I'm going to be just playing a little bit around in arcade mode, let's go ahead and use Ivy for the fun of it.
Don't move.
I'm not a very good Ivy player, but I figure why not? Let's have a little fun with her.
Give up already.
I'm through with words.
Battle 1, fight!
Love this stage too. I love the petals falling. That's an awesome backdrop back there. I know it's static and it doesn't move, but it doesn't need to move for me to like it. Also, if you notice on the doors in the background, there's a almost like a diamond plating on the pieces of metal that are holding the wood together. Let's see if I can get up close to it. If you look close, you can see it now. Another epic sweeping song in the background too. Again, this feels like it could be like overworld music in a JRPG. Also, something I haven't talked about yet, you'll see Ivy right here switching to a newer stance, or a different stance rather. I love that they have that in these games, these different stances, different ways to hold the weapons, different attacks that come out of them. So this is a really cool stage too, very Daytona USA with the blue skies there. Or Ridge Racer, I suppose, since this is a Namco game. I love these bright, colorful stages, though. Ivy's such a badass character. Say what you want about her costumes. I love the whip sword. That's so cool. I love the animation, the way she swings it around, makes it look so effortless. Very cool. You can tell that the animators really... Oh, look at that! Just got annihilated. That was a fast ring out right there.
I'm not going to lose to fools like you.
Anyway, I was just going to say, the people who worked on the game, you can really tell that they lovingly craft all of these characters. Ivy not being the only one. There's a lot of personality in their designs and their behavior, their animations, their speech. People talk about Soul Calibur now like, I don't know, like, will another one ever happen, you know? I think of course it will. Of course it will. There's a legacy here. Namco doesn't want to just forget about that. This is a really admired and loved series by many, many people. I know that they don't sell like Call of Duty numbers, but they do well as fighting games. And there's money left on the table if you're not making another one of these.
I like that.
Battle 1. Fight.
Again, this being one of my favorite songs here in the background. What a badass throw.
Lose. Battle 2. Fight.
Oh, come on! Unreal, unreal. I should. I can't live that down. I can't do it.
You're next.
Battle 1. Fight.
I just have fun playing against the computer even with this game. It's just, I don't know, it's just fun times, man. I know part of it is that it takes me back, right? Obviously there's some nostalgia at work here, but really it's a solid game. It's the way that it plays still really holds up, I think, with any 3D fighter from now. It's just a matter of graphics, right? Like, can you dig these older looking character models and you know, the lower poly stages and things like that? Really, I think bringing it into HD like this, I think it still looks pretty damn good. It's aged really well. I don't think that this game is nearly as ugly as some people might think who haven't seen the HD version of this. Like, if you've just like played the GameCube version, you know, 4 years ago or something like that and kind of forgot what the game looks like and are just going off the fact that it's older, I think you'd be surprised. I kind of was. I think this game holds up today. I think it plays great, sounds great, looks great. Could it look better? Sure. I mean, it doesn't look as good as Soul Calibur 5, right? It doesn't look as good as Tekken 7 now, right? But so what? So what? I mean, this thing looks good the way it is. Kind of like the way World of Warcraft looked fine for a really, really long time. Then they finally decided to go ahead and give it a visual upgrade, and now who knows how many more years they're going to milk out of it with that overhaul. But yeah, I think Soul Calibur 2 is timeless, really. Look at this awesome stance. I love it. Ivy, you are so rock and roll. This is another stage I really like.
To resist me.
And I haven't really seen one quite like it in another fighting game, I don't think. With you're up high on a windmill, there's other windmills in the background. You can kind of see the village off in the background there. Oh, there we go. Crap. I gotta let him get a little more distance from her before I try that again. best throws ever. Look at that. Wrapping her whip around his neck. So badass. Absolutely love it.
Astaroth, the warrior of doom, brandishes his axe and gives his war cry.
You won't suffer.
That's something I haven't commented on yet. The narrator at the start of the fights. I really love that little bit of intro there. It kind of adds a really tiny little layer of depth, just enough for your imagination to kind of feed on. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, big chunk of life coming off there. I guess now might be a good time to remind you I'm not a great Ivy player. Yeah, stop making excuses, I know.
Battle 2, fight.
Ah, I walked into that. I know exactly how I would handle this guy with Kulik. Oh, there we go. Try to cheap him to death with some range moves here. Yeah, whip that bastard. I will never get tired of watching her swing that thing around. It looks so awesome. I mean, like, Indiana Jones would probably be impressed, right? I mean, he'd probably take his hat off and be like, all right, sister, that's impressive. Oh, I thought he'd maybe walk into that. Oh.
Give up already.
Battle 1, fight.
My thoughts exactly, Ivy. Probably looked like I meant to do all that. I kind of did. I mostly did. I 80% did. Yes! Choke his ass with your chain whip! Oh, that's just mean. Beautiful.
Is my destiny.
That's a killer weapon.
Versus Raphael.
Man, suddenly I'm like, man, why don't I play Ivy more?
Hones his blade.
I have the, I still have the old, what is it? Is it a Brady Games strategy guide, I think it is, for Soul Calibur 2? It's sitting up on my bookshelf. I should bring it down and look at it, maybe learn Ivy a little bit better. Yeah, that was a cool guide, actually, now that I think about it. I got the slightly hardcover version of it that comes with the soundtrack CD. I still have that CD. I was trying to screw around and listen to the music, and that's what happens. Let him get up there and poke at me. Alright, time to put this guy down.
Fight.
I love the sound, too, of her whip smacking on the ground. It sounds so good. It's a really good crack.
9.
Oh, alright. That's it, Raphael. You're going down.
1. Fight.
He ain't afraid of me. I gotta rethink my strategy here. I'm getting owned.
Battle 2. Fight.
No! Alright, I'm not losing to him again. Okay, halfway there.
No one can escape from me.
Battle 2. Fight.
You're watching Ivy Scrub League play. Nice. That felt good. Go ahead. Rub it in, Ivy. You earned it.
Versus Cervantes.
Come back to me. My child.
Silence! I can change my own destiny.
Battle 1. Fight.
Can't let him get me in the corner like that. Oh, crap.
Battle 2. Fight.
Never been a fan of characters who teleport all over the place in fighting games. Oh, God, he's kicking my ass. All right, Ivy, get up. You can do this.
Battle 1. Fight.
Ah, I hate that move. Juggling the crap out of me there.
Battle 2. Fight.
Not having a repeat of my fight with Raphael. Ah. Alright. I gotta stop being so aggressive. Try to do some more guard impacts here. Badass throw right there. Oh! Killing me here.
You lose. Battle 2. Fight.
Oh man, I should have really punished him there. He got off easy. Get in my hits while he's down.
Win. Final battle. Fight.
Oh yeah, if I can just keep him at a distance, keep cheesing those moves. Alright.
You
Win.
die first. I will join you someday. Begone, evil!
Versus Inferno. The terror known as the catastrophe has revealed itself. Final battle. Fight.
Alright. So, am I gonna have to continue a bunch of times, or can I pull this off now? Well, he knows I struggled with Cervantes, and so he hopes to exploit that. And it worked.
Final battle. Fight.
Oh, I'm surprised he didn't just annihilate me there. I was so open, waiting to be punished.
Fight. Fight.
That move sucks. Ah, so close.
You lose. Final battle. Fight. Fight. Fight.
Got him. All right. Now let's check out Ivy's ending.
This is the end of my cursed journey.
Damn. That's a bummer of an ending for Ivy. So, couple of runs through arcade there. I didn't actually intend to go through arcade 2 full times. I just got kind of carried away with Ivy. It's having too much fun. I got carried away. I was having too much fun. I wanted to talk about some of the stages I did. Still missing a couple that I like, but that's okay. There's a lot of stages in this game, and it would probably take me a long time to hit up every one of them randomly in arcade mode. But yeah, a lot of really great design here on display, a lot of great music accompanying it, and really those two things just kind of big parts of why I feel like this is one of the greatest fighting games of all time, if not the greatest. But now I'll get into Weapon Master here for a bit, just to kind of show this off if you haven't seen it before. If you haven't played Soul Calibur 2 on a home system, or it's been a long time, and are thinking about giving the HD version a shot here, maybe this would be the thing that would keep you around for a while. But basically, you've got this world map here, and each of these squares with the sword thing, this is a different chapter, and every chapter has got a different amount of missions in it. I'm going to go to the latest one here. So you go into your chapter, and this one's got 3 areas here, but I've only been at the first one. You can see in the middle of the screen and then down on the lower left, there's the skull there. Those are places I'll get to here by beating this first stage. When you click on each one, you've got a little bit of story here. And I like this because I know not everybody reads this stuff, but when this is the game that you're going to play for a while, when you really want to get into it and just kind of take your time and soak it all in and enjoy yourself and enjoy the lore, this kind of thing goes a long way. Sitting and be able to read these and kind of imagine your character getting into these situations. And then, of course, at the top half of the box here, you see it says receive heavy damage when knocked against the ground or a wall.
Versus
How's
Maxi.
that?
Watched over by the Almighty Ones, they unleash their fury.
This was actually kind of hard. I might lose here.
Here, come on.
Even though I've got my boy Keely. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I missed an opportunity to juggle him there. Kind of like Dead or Alive there with the way that you go flying when you hit the ground. Nice, I won. Alright.
Nothing will come of hate.
So you see that level 14 Silver Disciple. Those are actually the same rankings that were on the arcade machine that I talked about when you would level up a character. I don't remember what the final rank was. It was something like, I don't know, Champion of the Phoenix or something like that. It was based on the country that you aligned yourself with. I think when you made your character the first time, I think, because you could change your alliances every time basically one country would win and gain control over the rest of the map, it would reset. Your stats would all be the same, your character would be the same, but like the playing board would basically reset. And I think your ranking at the end, when you reach the top of the possible rankings, I think it might have been based on your original country. Can't remember though. It's been a long time. So, no blocking here, no guarding.
How's that?
A hero desires a sword, and a sword desires truth.
Are you ready for this?
You're going to regret this.
Final battle, fight!
How's that?
So, no blocking, I'm just gonna have to keep her at bay. Gonna be good at getting in close though.
Sorry, but I need you to stay down.
So what's nice about this mode too is the fights are really short. They're only 1 round. Unless you do come along some where there are more rounds than just one, or usually like more than one enemy for you to beat in a single round. Which, 1, keeps it moving faster when you lose, but 2, keeps things moving along so that when you do win, you're moving along to the next fight. Oh, I guess I'm at the end here. I didn't realize that.
Sword to cut your own path.
Is there no other way?
Final battle. Fight.
Oh, that was a big miss. Oof. Totally got creamed. Fish and mailed. That's alright, I can do it again here. Oh, real quick before I do. There's weapon select and shop where you can buy new weapons and things like that. You can also buy alternate costumes for characters in here. Forgot to mention all this. But I've got some weapons for Keelik here. And they've got different conditions, right? So it's got longer reach than normal. Damage taken become counters. So that's the pro and the con right there to this particular weapon. And I guess that's the only one that I've unlocked for him so far. Huh. Well, I'm gonna stick with his base weapon. Because I don't really want to be getting countered every time I take damage.
Entrust your noble soul.
Even though there's longer reach on it, that's not enough for me. Oh, I was waiting for it. Got him.
Sister, show me the way.
So yeah, you progress and you kind of unlock new weapons and you earn gold for buying stuff at the shop, and then you'll unlock new chapters like I did here. And I'm glad that this happened because now I can kind of point out the beginning of the chapter. You get more story stuff. So this is just like on the missions, how you basically get a few paragraphs of text to read. Here you've got a few pages of it. And it just kind of sets the stage for what you're doing, where you are. And now I've got all these other missions to go tackle, but I'm going to leave it for now. And that's probably going to be it for this edition of My Favorite Games.
2.
I love Soul Calibur 2. Can't say enough good things about it. You know, I think maybe I'm going to go out by playing the intro one more time. We'll do that. We'll go out on the intro. Thanks again for hanging around and watching this one. And if you haven't picked this one up, it goes on sale every now and again. I actually saw it for $5 on the Xbox Live Marketplace. And again, this is being played on Xbox One right now. So if you've got one of those, or a 360, or a PlayStation 3, that's how to get the HD version of this. So anyway, thanks, and we'll catch you next time. Here is, once again, the intro.
Namco.
Ta! Say! Hiya! Ya! Hiya! Tay! Gotcha! Hiya! Sha! Hiya!
Calibur 2.
Okay, I lied. That was the attract mode from the arcade. I thought I'd get the intro to play, but that wasn't the intro. I think I'll get the intro now.
Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold.